The most intriguing part about the cyberpunk genre to me is how this genre has always been so ahead of its time. Someone literally thought about and wrote about something like this in the 80s, which people started to imagine in the 90s, and somehow today, it's more relevant than ever. It blows my mind to think how the human mind can imagine such a dystopian future, artificial intelligence ruling the world. Think of cybernetics and cyberspace and technologies so advanced that it blurs the lines between humans and machines. And we love to read about it, watch it, and imagine ourselves as a part of this universe. So whenever there's any news of any cyberpunk film or series coming in, we jump on it. Thus, today, I've brought a list of 5 upcoming cyberpunk series that will be releasing within 2026 to 27. You really don't want to miss out on these updates, so follow along. Neuromancer. The first and foremost series we have on our list today is Neuromancer, a novel that introduced the concept of cyberspace and inspired movies like The Matrix and the cyberpunk genre, is finally getting a series adaptation after 4 long decades. And that's William Gibson's 1984 novel Neuromancer, which used to be considered unfilmable for its complex narrative before, but we've got to thank Graham Rowland, the showrunner, and J.D. Dillard, the director for the pilot episode, for ultimately creating the series. This is pure joy for every Neuromancer fan out there like me who've been waiting decades for one adaptation. Right now, the 10-episode series is undergoing production for Apple TV by the Paramount Skydance Corporation, Anonymous Studios, and Dream Crew Entertainment. Now let's talk about the plot here. So, in a futuristic dystopian version of Chiba City, Japan, a former top-tier American hacker named Case, played by Callum Turner, lives in the underworld to find a cure for his nervous system, which got crippled by his previous employer for stealing. That incident took away his ability to access the Matrix, but life gave him a second chance, and this is where things get more interesting for me. In exchange for a cure, he gets recruited for a heist by a shady, mysterious former military officer called Armitage, played by Mark Strong, who's also linked to an AI conspiracy, and Molly Millions, played by Brianna Middleton, a street samurai and a razor assassin with mirrored eyes who becomes Case's partners for the heists. Anyway, he gets into his rabbit hole, which involves entering into virtual reality cyberspace and making a deal with an AI who has bigger plans that will unfold with the episodes. The casting of Mark Strong and Callum Turner has already convinced me that this is going to be special. And the filming is already underway in Tokyo, LA, Istanbul, Canada, and London, and will most likely release near the end of 2026. Next up we have Cyberpunk 77, live-action project. As of now, we're still uncertain whether the live-action Cyberpunk 2077 project will be adapted into a film or a series. And I know the uncertainty can be a bit frustrating for you all, but hear me out. It's in early development by CD Projekt Red and Anonymous Content. It will be a new original story set in Night City. However, according to the most recent update, they are currently looking for a screenwriter, but there are no confirmed directors or cast members yet. If you've played the game, you already know Keanu Reeves and Idris Elba both voiced their characters and performed full motion capture for their characters. As a fan, I'd love to have them back in this live-action project, but let's see what happens. For the game, it's set in a megacity known as Night City, in the dystopian future where the corporations rule, and going through body modifications is so obsessive that the fine line between humans and machines is almost meaningless. The central story is about V, who is a mercenary with a chip in his head that contains the digital ghost of legendary rock star Johnny Silverhand, whose role, if you remember, was voiced by Keanu in the game. Remember when the Cyberpunk animated spin-off Edgerunners was released by CD Projekt Red? Everyone fell in love with it. It worked amazingly worldwide and received all the praise it deserved. To think of it, the spin-off's success actually helped to revive the game's popularity after its disastrous launch in 2020. Anyways, this live-action project is likely riding that same wave. I think that if they get their hands on a good screenwriter, this will also be a great one. Third on the list, we have The Ghost in the Shell anime. This is going to be an anime adaptation of Masamune Shiro's manga called The Ghost in the Shell. This particular manga has gone through multiple adaptations in the past, but compared to the rest, this anime promises to bring back the vibrant aesthetic from the original 1989 manga. let me tell you about the plot and also about my personal favorite, most badass female character in the anime universe. It's about Major Motoko Kusanagi, who is a full-body cyborg and the leader of an elite subdivision of the Japanese Military of Internal Affairs called Public Security Section 9. In a very technologically advanced metropolitan city where humans could replace their limbs and organs with cybernetic parts, Motoko's job is to deal with high-level technological crimes, cyber-terrorism, and every type of political corruption you can think of in a future where the fine line between humanity and machines is close to non-existent. She's especially on the lookout for a mysterious hacker who exploits the human-machine interface to reprogram people's memories and then turn them into puppets for committing crimes. In the process, she'll question her own identity and reality as well. This is why I love the storyline so much, because it's not only packed with action sequences and politics, but also has a depth in the storyline that will make you question existentialism. Overall, I think with a good execution by the Science Saru anime studios, who are known for their visually distinctive animations, this is going to be a high-quality anime series, and Amazon Prime will be streaming the series worldwide even before it gets a television release in Japan, and given its releases in July, it's only a matter of time before we can enjoy this masterpiece. Then we have Cyberpunk Edgerunners Season 2. This is going to be another anime series from the Cyberpunk 2077 universe in association with CD Projekt Red and also Studio Trigger. I've already talked about how good Edgerunners was, so I'm really excited for this one, and I know you are as well. So it will be a standalone story consisting of 10 episodes in total and will most likely release around 2027 on Netflix, but it's currently under production. Trust me, it will be a whole new experience because the plot won't be a direct continuation of David Martinez's story, but rather a fresh narrative that will feature new characters and a story arc based on salvation and vengeance in Night City. And I am all ready to experience that. Also, the best part is that Kai Igarashi, who directed the 6th episode of Season 1, which also happens to be the most loved episode by the fans, will be returning as the director for Season 2. And the co-CEO of CD Projekt Red, aka Michał Nowakovsky, has confirmed this himself. As for the script writing, Masahiko Otsuka is back at his duties, and Ichigo Kano will be handling the character design. As mentioned by the showrunner and writer Bartosz Stibor, we can expect more emotional punch and a darker concept in this series because it will highlight the reality of being an edgerunner. Personally, I feel this new take will make the plot more interesting and impactful. In the first season, we looked at a more romanticized version of Edgerunners, so let's see what the upcoming season has in store for us. Last but not least, we have Blade Runner 2099. Just to make it clear, this is not technically a cyberpunk series, but it does appeal to the same sector of audience. It's also considered a foundational work of the cyberpunk genre, so I feel putting it on this list is the right choice. Anyways, this will be a sequel following the franchise's world building, starting from Philip K. Dick's 1968 novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, Ridley Scott's 1982 Blade Runner, and Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049. So, for the plot, it's set in LA 2099 and follows 50 years after the events of Blade Runner 2049. Even though this isn't a direct continuation, the narrative will follow. It will basically center around Cora, played by Hunter Schafer, a fugitive who's on the run and is forced to change her identity like a chameleon all her life to protect her brother. Unfortunately, she had to partner with a Blade Runner called Olwen, played by Michelle Yeoh, who was nearing the end of her life. Many circumstances will pull these two into a huge conspiracy that has the potential to destroy the city's future. The premise already has me hooked completely, and the casting can't really get much better than this. It's going to be a pleasure to watch Hunter and Michelle on screen together. It will be an Amazon Prime Video miniseries of 6 episodes, with Silka Louisa being the showrunner and writer. And the productions are taken care of by Scott Free Productions, alongside Alcon Entertainment, with Ridley Scott as the executive producer. From what we know from the sources, the series is currently at the post-production stage. Initially, the filming was set to be in Belfast, but it got postponed due to the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes. But then they relocated to Prague, and I think that was the best choice ever. Because if you think about it, Prague's architecture will be perfect to capture the futuristic and neo-noir aesthetics the franchise aims for. And the production has reportedly spent approximately a big fat amount of $86 million in the Czech Republic. And wait, it gets even better, because Michael Green, who co-wrote Blade Runner 2049 and Logan, is one of the executive producers. He will definitely be able to bring in the creative link from the Villeneuve era of the franchise. I already know my hopes are really high for this one. Now it's just a matter of time before they publicly announce the release dates. But what we really want to know for now is that it will be released by 2027. So let's keep seated and wait for more updates. And with that, we come to the end of this video. These are the upcoming series that every Cyberpunk fan can't wait to binge watch. Let us know which series you're anticipating the most in the comments below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.